Hello everybody, welcome to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2017, the Unemployment Challenge, and we're in Season 4 now. The 4th season of the save, and I'm looking to ensure we finish very strongly in the Championship of Scotland, or the Scottish Championship as it's called in the game. And as you can see by some of the promises, there's two players who want me to strengthen the squad in the midfield area. I've done enough to please them both. One of my players wants more first team football, which he probably won't be guessing because I bought players in that area. And two players want to start playing games on the bench. Andrew McCarthy will definitely be doing that. Cameron Campbell, I'm not sure about because I bought another striker to help, well, just to help ease the load of one of my other strikers. Or two of my other strikers, I should say. So he's now the 4th best striker in the squad, so I might send him out on loan. I don't know yet. But anyway, let's look at the squad, or let's look at the transfers that I've done so far, and look at the squad and see how much has changed since the end of last season. As you can see, I've let go of 5 people on a free transfer, while selling another player on a permanent deal, while selling 2 players out on loan. Colin Hamilton was a central defender / left back that I wasn't really going to play much, and he's now at Clyde, which is good for him. Blair Henderson is now wanted by another team. He never played for me last season, despite the fact he did so much for me in League One. He just wasn't anywhere near like my best player in this team, so I kind of had to do something there. Aaron Duke was just a bit pathetic, really, in the end. I only really played him several times, a lot of the times from the bench, admittedly. I only played him, what, 23 times in total, and he only got 3 goals. So he didn't really do much for me, though admittedly he did play sometimes in the cups as well, so he never really produced for me anywhere near what he could have done. Especially in the Championship, he just disappointed me quite badly in the end. And I was thinking he had a bright future. I just didn't have the patience for him anymore after that moment. Despite paying £500 for him initially. Ryan McCall is probably a player I probably feel most guilty about letting go. He doesn't want to play for me anymore, understandably. I did get rid of him, but I needed to bring in some more players and to bring in strength in this position, and he just wasn't going to provide for me. He was already playing past his potential, and he was only a decent League One player, so I kind of had to do something, which is a shame for me, but there you go. And it's a shame for him, because I actually liked playing him, but in his 2 seasons, he did play for me quite often. More often than not, he came on from the bench in the 2nd season. Well, in the 1st season, he started all the games I played him in. So yeah, a disappointing way to end his career with us, but I did like playing him, and he did contribute to when he needed to come on from the bench. But midfield was what I needed to strengthen, and I did that quite significantly this season. Eddie Ferns was the player that I was very tentative about letting go, and I was very cautious about letting go as well. I didn't want to let him go for most part because I know he had done so much for me, and in his 3 seasons with me, he actually got better with age, if anything. So yeah, I was disappointed that I was letting him go, but there's so many good players in the position now, it was kind of hard to keep him in the side, knowing that I probably wouldn't be able to play him, so I did it mostly for him, so he can get more game time. He wasn't good enough to play for me, and I've got at least 2 players ahead of him, plus I've got another player who's younger than him waiting in the wings to come and overtake, so at least 3 players will be ahead of him in the side. It would have been unfair to keep him at the side when he was never going to play. So yeah, that is why I let him go. And Mark McGowan has signed. Another player that I let go was a deal I let go before. Mark McGowan let go for £21,000. He was wanting to leave because Ipswich had offered him. He had numerous teams coming in asking, can I sign? And Ipswich came in and met my target, so yeah, I felt, why not? He probably won't play for them, unfortunately, but he wanted to leave for English football. I felt, well, you can do that now. If you pay for it later, you can pay for it later. 2 players I'm let out on loan though. David Kelly, one of those players. It's his first spell out on loan, and he's a defensive midfielder and centre midfielder, so I really hope that he does get game time at Annan and that he can produce the goods. He's never played for me, And he's currently injured with a pull hamstring, but I hope that he does get a lot of game time and develop as a player rather out on loan at Annan. So very, very cautious about his progress here. Another player I let out on loan was Greg Picazo, and I have no idea if he will play for Oldham at all. He's out on loan as a backup goalkeeper, which is what he was for me here. So it's a bit cautious, very cautious indeed. I'm not sure how he's going to do, quite frankly. So yeah, that's a bit optimistic if I'm thinking he's going to get some game time there. But as you can see, I've got some more players in. The first of which was Donald McCallum, 22 years of age, striker. Now, this is the player that I brought in for free because he was at Dumbarton. He made his debut at Dumbarton. He played 112 times for them in 6 or so years, and he scored a decent number of goals, 28 goals. It was his last 2 seasons that he really started getting into double figures for goals. 10 goals in the Championship before when they were getting relegated, and 12 goals last year in League One. They didn't get promoted, so Dumbarton are still in League One, and he was let go because he wasn't going to sign a new contract. And I said, okay, do you want to come with me? He said, okay, sure, only if you strengthen the midfield, which I've done so, to his liking apparently. So yeah, he's a decent Championship player. I hope, for the love of God, that he does produce the goods, because I don't want to just bring him in and find, okay, he's not really producing for me. Brian Britton, very, very useful to have. And he is the best player at the moment in the side. And I've got Stephen Ross currently with me until the end of next season. I might let him go as Cameron Campbell continues to strive and continues to improve. He's now a League One player. I might let him out on loan. I'm not sure yet. But I do plan on playing Campbell at some point if he doesn't go out on loan. I don't want to let him go and just get frustrated with lack of game time. I want him to actually improve. It's important for me that he does improve as a player. David Smith was my next signing, a right winger who I felt I needed to bring in because, well, he's the second best player in the team, and Daniel Jardine, he's still 21 years of age. He's well suited for League One. I'm not sure if Jardine will reach the potential of being a Championship winger because of Keith Lowe currently in the side as it was. And we know how good Keith Lowe is. 18 years of age, he's already this good looking. It's no wonder the Rangers bought him from me. But I'm so grateful I managed to get him back at the side for at least a loan spell. I have no doubt this will be Keith Lowe's last season with us ever. Unless we get promoted and they don't ever play him or something. But he's got the potential to be a Premier League right winger in the future. I hope, for the love of God, that Keith Lowe does end up becoming the right winger potential Premier League signing that he can be. It'll give me pride knowing that I helped produce the kid. I helped him become the player he is today. Last year, he was magnificent. The year before, before I was forced to save £26,000 with an add-on of potentially getting £84,000 in the future, I knew that this kid had a future in the game, and I knew that I could potentially make sure this kid was very good in the future. But anyway, the next signing we brought in was Morgan Neal, a centre defender. He's only a good League One player, but he has potential. He's got potential to become better. I'm certain he will become better, and he's 23 years of age. He does need game time to really improve, admittedly. But compared to Liam Gordon, who is a decent Championship player, and Ali Kerr, who is a Championship player at the moment, who is also potentially going to be a Premier League central defender in the future, I really hope, for the love of God, I can get these players to become as good as they look and as good as they can become, because it's important. And apparently, Gordon will also become a decent Premier League central defender in the future. It's difficult to really to judge, but Morgan Neal, I think, will be just as good as what Gordon is apparently potentially going to be. It's important that these players become good enough for my liking. The first loan signing was Stewart McDonald. He was brought in on loan from Hamilton Academia, and he's the first of 2 players brought in on loan from that team. And he's my attacking midfielder to replace the now gone Ross Riddell, who has now going to be playing first team football for Dundee apparently, which is good for him. I'm very grateful that's the case for him. And then I've actually helped his development. He was at Dumbarton last year, so ironically enough, I've got 2 Dumbarton players playing for me this season, a striker and an attacking midfielder. So hopefully they can link up together, doing well for their clubs, and hopefully they can produce the goods, even if he didn't do good last year. My next signing was Scott Cuthbert, a right back. I swear I got a left back somewhere. A right back I brought in. So I'm grateful that we got him in as well. He's only cost me £2,000, but compared to the £100,000 that Swindon spent on him years ago to bring him into League One, I think he's got a good time ahead of him. Probably not the best player in the world, but he could cause problems for anyone who's trying to cause issues for them. And so I left out Mark Daugherty. He's the left back that I brought in. I brought him in technically before Daugherty. And he's also from Dumbarton, so I've got a lot of former Dumbarton players this season. At least 3 players who were at Dumbarton last year now for me. £7,000 spent on him. He's spent a lot of time playing for different teams. He has had a spell at Stirling as well in the past. Over 11 years ago, he was young back then. I'm certain that I can make sure he can become a very good player for me. And I'm confident he can produce the goods. A decent championship player, the best left back we have at the moment. I'm certain that we can produce the goods and we can make sure he produces very good football for us. And the last player that was brought in was Michael Kelly. He's only in for 5-month loan deals, so I might need to get another ringer at some point. But I'm hoping that I can get him playing good football for me. He's back for me. He's our main left midfielder, left winger. He's the one I had to replace last year, but never could fully replace at all. And he played every game for me in his 2 seasons that I bought him in from Leicester, all on free deal. I initially discovered him and made sure he was a superstar by the end of the time of the League One season. He left us. I don't think we fully recovered on the left-hand side, quite frankly. So the fact we got him back this season is important for me. And it means that we may actually potentially challenge for the playoffs. I don't know. It's something I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do next. In this Scottish League Cup, we have an interesting group. We have Dunfermline, League 1 Dunfermline, Premier League Patrick Thistle, League 2 Queen's Park, and non-league Stenhouse Moor playing against us in this group, and we're hoping to get top spot. I feel Patrick Thistle is potentially a winnable game, especially after what we did last year against Hibernia, and I'm certain that we can produce the goods and cause problems for the teams around us. But anyway, that's just all we've got to do for this period of time. In the league, we have an interesting group season. We're expected to finish in 7th place this year compared to 9th last year. Alloa and Ayr are expected to finish above East 5, who were with us last year, so he's still struggling. They're still struggling to get some competency, apparently. What a shame. But yeah, St Johnstone expected to be promoted as champions. Motherwell and St Mirren expected in the playoffs after being relegated last year. Falkirk expected in 3rd place. Rayford runners-up last year, expected to only be in 5th place. Queen of the South, who we beat 6-0 at the end of last season, expected to be above us in the league. But compared to the odds last year, it was really bad. I think 2,000 something like that to 1. I think we have a good chance of causing a few upsets, and it's a good betting odds, really. I mean, you know what I can do as a manager, and you know what we can do as a team. So let's see what we can do in the future. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you like and share this video, and that you'll subscribe to my channel. It really helped me a lot. I hope by the next video, I'll be in September. So anyway, until next time, goodbye and, well, good night.